Emma had always known her husband was a liar. She just hadn't realized how good he was at it. The first clue came on a Tuesday, the kind of ordinary Tuesday that should have been forgettable. Emma was reorganizing the linen closet when she found the receipt tucked behind the extra pillowcases. A $3,200 charge from La Perla, dated 2 weeks prior. James had bought her a robe from Target for her birthday last month. She stared at the slip of paper, the numbers blurring as her vision tunneled. There were explanations, of course. A business expense. A gift for his assistant. A mistake. But Emma had spent 12 years married to an investment banker. She knew how money hid secrets better than most people knew their own children. That night, while James snored beside her, Emma began her investigation. She started with their shared credit cards, the ones she rarely used, the ones James paid off each month without fail. The charges were innocuous at first glance. 287 at Peter Luger Steakhouse, 89 at the Mark Hotel's bar, a client meeting, he'd said, and a suspicious number of Uber rides that didn't line up with his calendar entries. Then she found the second phone. It was tucked in the hidden pocket of his gym bag, buried under sweat-stained towels and protein bar wrappers. A sleek, prepaid burner with a single contact saved, S. The texts were clinical, precise. 8 p.m. Usual place. Room 1402 this time. Don't wear perfume. Never names. Never endearments. But the photos? Those had faces. Her name was Sophia Laurent. A quick LinkedIn search revealed a 29-year-old associate at James's firm. French-born. Columbia MBA. The kind of woman who wore pencil skirts like armor and had a laugh that sounded like money being counted. Emma studied her photos for hours. The way Sophia tilted her head in meetings, the way her hand lingered on James's arm in a company holiday photo from last December. She memorized the rhythm of Sophia's life through social media. Pilates at 6 a.m., almond milk lattes from Blue Bottle, Thursday night, client dinners, at the Mark Hotel. Emma waited 3 weeks before she did something reckless. She showed up at the Mark on one of those Thursday nights, wearing the black dress James had always loved on her. The maitre d' didn't blink when she gave her husband's name. Right this way, Mrs. Whitmore, he said smoothly, as if this happened every day. The private dining room was empty except for 2 people. James, his tie loosened in a way Emma hadn't seen since their honeymoon, and Sophia, her manicured fingers tracing the rim of a champagne flute as she laughed at something he'd said. They didn't notice Emma at first. She took her time, letting her Louboutins click against the marble floor in a rhythm that matched her pounding heart. "Darling," she said sweetly, watching the color drain from James's face. "You forgot your phone." Sophia's wineglass slipped from her fingers, shattering on the floor like their carefully constructed lies. Emma placed the burner phone between them, its screen lit up with their last exchange. "Tonight, 8 p.m. bring the handcuffs." "I believe these are yours," Emma said, dropping a set of diamond-encrusted cuffs onto the table. "The ones from La Perla." Then she turned and walked out, the sound of James's sputtering apologies and Sophia's choked sobs fading behind her with each deliberate step. The divorce proceedings were swift and brutal. Emma's lawyer, a shark in stilettos who specialized in taking down wealthy men, made sure James's partners knew about his conflict of interest with a junior associate. The prenup she'd signed became void the moment she produced evidence of infidelity. And Sophia? She transferred to the Paris office faster than you could say career suicide. Last Emma heard, James was dating a yoga instructor who believed in ethical non-monogamy. As for Emma, she kept the apartment on Central Park West, the summer house in the Hamptons, and the satisfaction of knowing she'd won. She also bought herself a new La Perla robe, paid for in cash. The quietest women hear everything, and the smartest ones wait for the perfect moment to make their move. Emma had done both. Now she sipped her morning coffee from the balcony of her apartment, watching the sunrise paint Central Park in gold, and smiled. The best revenge wasn't just taking everything, it was living well enough to enjoy it. Some women would have cried. Some would have screamed. Emma Whitmore simply took notes. And then she took everything else.